to begin, a big chunk of for the metalhead public knows you, Matt DeVries, primarily because you were the guitar player of Chimera. But could you briefly sum up any other highlight on of your musical experience that have taken you where you are right now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I joined Chimera back in 2001, and then I was in the band till December of 2011. Yeah, I know it was a great time. I honestly I achieved a lot of goals that I set, and just had a great time touring around the world. But to be honest, especially towards the end when Rob left, it was just it wasn't the same. I wanted to try something new, try a different direction, and luckily, a bit along the lines of being in Chimera, I went on tour with Fear Factory 2001 and became friends with Dino. And we kept in touch, luckily, because he hit me up, around the same time I left Chimera, asking if I would join Fear Factory as a bass player. And, being a huge Fear Factory fan since I was a kid, instantly I was, excited. So I said yes. And now been in the band for a little over a year and having a great time and on tour right now.
Exactly. This month is actually the anniversary of the day that you joined. Now, what has been the biggest difference now that you have been a full year with them touring and basically doing their new stuff?
It's been awesome. We're doing a lot more. We're doing some more new songs. We're actually doing a lot of. We're adding even older songs from Soul of a New Machine, being it's 20th year anniversary. I think almost 21. So we're playing a couple off of that Fear Factory hasn't played, since back then. So it's kind of cool, and we're just been, it's been a good time with the guys, and we've become tighter as a unit and tighter as a band, and yeah, it's been great.
Now, what do you think? You will take part in the songwriting for future material, or you think you're gonna be mostly just to play live?
You know what? We talked about it a little bit. I know Dino's starting to write now. On the bus, he brought some, some things to record on, so he can write on the road. And we've talked about it. Dino said, if you want to submit some riffs, and I think they're Fear Factory worthy, then I can contribute. So we'll see what happens.
Now, I was told that this year you probably guys will dedicate to touring completely. You will tour in the US with Hate Eternal, and you will be in European festivals. Last year, you came to South America at two different periods. In one of those countries was Colombia, but it didn't happen. Do you know what were the motives of the cancellation?
Yeah, you know what? I don't really know too much of the business side of things for Fear Factory, but it was unfortunate that we didn't come down. The good news is we're supposed to go to South America again in 2013, and I'm hoping for Colombia because I've never been.
Okay, now touring has been heavily during this last year, so I think sometimes it could be boring to bring the same set list night after night. So who is in charge of the set list?
Usually it varies. Usually Dino will think of a set list, and then Burton will put in his 2 cents, and then they leave it open to me and Mike to select our opinion. But usually Dino will think of something and just be like, what do you guys think?
And do you know the whole catalog of Fear Factory, or even including these weird rare songs, or is just mainly what it's included, like from a huge variety of set lists?
Yeah, no, don't know everything yet, just yet anyways, but usually Dino will give me a heads up and I'll start learning a song at home, and then by the time I go to LA to rehearse, we'll have a good at least week to go over things. So we sometimes they'll pick something out of the list of songs and then go from there.
Now, is it a big challenge for you as a bassist to learn how to play this riff? Because I'm assuming it is a big difference from what you used to do.
Yeah, actually, it is a bit of a challenge because it is different, but at the same time, it's a lot more similar than other bands, I would say, because Dino, when he was looking for a bass player, he wanted a guitarist because he wants someone that is playing bass like a guitar, matching every single up down stroke that he's doing with his right hand. So it's actually a cool challenge because it was just a little bit, I'm familiar with that style of playing, but at the same time, you're playing on a much bigger gauge string, so it makes it a little difficult at first, but once you get used to it, it's a lot of fun. So it's a lot of fun for me because it's just like playing rhythm guitar in another band like I used to.
Now, talking about that, do you have any other projects or totally focused on Fear Factory?
Yeah, actually, you know what, this consumes most of my time, so I don't really have a lot of time to write, but I have been playing guitar on the side, and I plan on doing a project, at least releasing maybe a song or two with some people that I'm sure you guys might know, but I haven't really, I don't want to really announce anything until it actually comes to fruition, just in case it doesn't. So there are plans for doing some kind of side project, but this is definitely my main project right now.
Okay, now how has been the reception from people? I mean, obviously some people were probably started like, nah, Christian, no, Matt, no, but both are the same, whatever. How has been the public reaction?
It's been real positive. I mean, there's always going to be someone out there that wants to see the original lineup of a band, but bands go through changes, and it is what it is. But I think even the people that at first might not think it's a good thing, once they see the live finished product and they see the lineup that plays now, I think they're thoroughly impressed, which is a real cool feeling to me.
Now, you come from a hardcore scene, so what do you guys listen to music while on the road? Like, do you keep your most precious, indispensable, essential records with you to listen to, or were you listening at the moment and while doing this extensive touring?
You know what? I haven't been listening to a lot of music. Been watching a lot of movies, but at home I'll listen to a lot of hardcore, a lot of metal in general. But on the road, sometimes you just want to chill out to some classic rock, I guess. I just love music in general. But sometimes, when you're playing and seeing metal every single night, you want to listen to something that's a little more lax. But what I'm interested in right now, speaking of hardcore, is getting the new Terror record, because I've heard nothing but good things about that.
Now, if you don't mind, can we just change the topic about Chimera?
Sure, of course.
Now, obviously, almost everybody was a huge fan, and if you don't mind, what were the moments with the band that changed you the most, or the moments that you believe were like really key during your band, during your time in the band?
You know what? I was pretty lucky. I've been in bands for years and years and years, and then when I finally got the opportunity to join Chimera, I jumped on it because I was already friends with them, and I was replacing one of my best friends on guitar, and so my goal has always been to tour the world and just do it as my main job, and Chimera allowed that, so that was just a big step in general, just joining the band. And then after that, I guess, we did massive tours right away with Fear Factory, Machine Head, and then my third tour in the band was 2001 or 2, was with Slayer, and then from there playing massive summer festivals in Europe and getting to travel. So I think little steps here and there were big accomplishments, and I went through a great deal of them with Chimera, and it was just a great time in general.
Now, are you guys in good terms in the specific personal sense?
Yeah, it's I keep in contact with some of them. but there's no, everything's there's no bad blood. I wish Kamir the best. The new guys are real cool, and they're still going. So
Yeah. In fact, Mark announced that he is trying to record a new record. Are you still on the watch for what they're doing? If they're improving?
I read the news sites every day, so I definitely see what's going on. And yeah, they're done recording it. Should be out later on.
Now it is I'm not specific about tomorrow, but it is true that metal nowadays has been struggling in terms of economical reasons. And has it affected you personally? And do you have any advice for the South American musicians who would like to start or are already in a metal band? Any advice for example, from a so-called icon like you?
Yeah, no, of course. I always think you should follow your heart. If you want to be in a band, be in a band, and whatever you strive to do, just focus on that 100%. And as far personally, yeah, it's definitely affected me, especially the music scene in general, the economy in the States in general. I think it has affected everyone, but I do this and I love it. It's my life, but at the same time, I have a family at home, so when I am home, I work on the side. So and it's not a lot of I guess bands in general. You strive to do this as your main income, but sometimes you got to do things on the side to make ends. So I guess that's definitely a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking actually to Cattle Decapitation's drummer, and he surprisingly said, like, yeah, man, I have a day job. And when somebody says a day job, you say, like, well, I thought you were like a full-time musician. And he said, like, well, I am, but at the same time you have to get some skills to pay the bills.
Yeah, and then you got to think about your future too. Even if you're paying the bills right now, it's nice to have something to put aside. Hey, this is Matt from Fear Factory, and this is the Sanctuary of Rock.
El Santuario del Rock.com. Noticias, entrevistas exclusivas, videos, reseñas de conciertos y festivales a nivel mundial, crónicas de bandas nacionales e internacionales. Todo esto podrán encontrarlo en el Santuario del Rock.